All right, so this is going to be part 1.5 of this video series about solving the Rubik's Cube. And in this video, I just want to talk a little bit more about actually solving this cross and show you some common problems or things that people will run into as you're solving the Rubik's Cube. So when I'm looking at this, I'm going to, of course, start as white as my top face. And when I'm looking at sort of getting started here, I can see that this piece right here is sort of ready to be put into the top plane, right? So when I think about the Rubik's Cube, this is my top plane, and I can see that if I turn this, then this is going to move this piece into that top plane. I'm going to have white on the top, and that ultimately that's our goal. Another thing I'm going to sort of notice is that I've got my orange and red not matched up properly. So this is going to tell me I need to turn this top plane so that I can line up that orange and orange with my white. So now this piece is sort of where it belongs, where it needs to be. Next, I can see that this white and green piece, that's ready to sort of be put into place just by turning this plane, the green plane, into this plane up here. So now I've got two of the pieces done. Now I've got this situation where both of these pieces, they've got white on sort of the colored plane essentially. So there's a number of ways I can deal with this. So if I, for instance, want to look at this white and blue piece, well, this white and blue piece, it needs to end up in this spot here. So we can't just turn the cube this way. We can't just turn this blue plane to put this into place, because while it's in the right spot, the orientation is wrong, right? So instead, what we need to do is we need to sort of turn it into a different plane so that we can get it flipped around essentially. So this, if I just turn it this way, right, it needs to be flipped around. So the way that I would do this, for instance, if I'm starting in this place, there's, again, a number of different ways. One of the ways would be to turn the bottom face away and then turn this face so that now I've lined up the blue. So essentially what I'm trying to do, what I'm trying to think about essentially, if I'm starting in this position back where we started, is how do I get this blue to line up with this blue here? And the easiest way would be to turn the bottom, turn this plane, so that I now have that blue lined up, and now I can just go ahead and turn this into place so that it is in the correct spot. So one more time, let's just show how we do that. So here we've got our piece that we want to put into this spot here. I'm going to turn the bottom face away essentially, turn this plane so that the blues line up, and then the last step is just to put it into place right there. Now I've got sort of one more, and I'm going to show a different method that you can use to get this one, in this spot here. All my rest green, orange, they're all good to go. But I need to put this piece up here. So the other way that you could sort of do this is if I turn this red face first, well, now this piece is ready to sort of be moved into the top plane. But if I move it this way, it's one, not in the right spot, but it's also pushing this out of the blue piece out of the way. But I can turn the top plane and then turn this piece up so that now relative positions are all correct. And even though this is in the wrong spot right now, I can just turn this a quarter turn to make sure that now all of my pieces are correct, and I've got the the correct orientations, and everything's good to go essentially. So one more time, I'll just show you how I did that. So this is my starting point. So I've got my piece, oops, I did it wrong. So this is my starting point. I've got my piece that sort of needs to be flipped around. If I turn this face this way, turn my top face, put this into place, and then turn the top face back so that they're all in the same spots. So that's just a little helper on solving that cross for really part 1, so part 1.5.